by having them open up that book and start choosing a bunch of different words. It's time to go to the page. 11:11 was indeed the date. Something God did confirm the date. David asked the Lord God if all this destruction was going to go down on 11:11, and how Jonathan confirms to us, through the practice of divination, of course, that the Lord God did confirm the date.
I will not show y'all something unless...
I'm going to show you how Jonathan asked the Lord God if all this destruction was going to go down on 11:11, and how Jonathan...
So what you see on the screen is 11:11:11, and what you hear with your ears is 11:11. There's a difference between 11:11 and 11:11:11, because in one instance, you've got day, month, and year. In the other, well, there's something missing. Which is it? Is it the month? Is it the day? Is it the year? What is missing?
Confirms to us, through the practice of divination, of course, that the Lord God did confirm the date.
I will not show y'all something unless I've gotten confirmation, and I mean some serious confirmation. Right.
God confirmed to him that 11:11 was indeed the date.
And here you see 2:11. Or maybe something else, but 11:11 what? The day? The hour? The month? The year? Because if I would see it like this, that would be the hour and the minutes.
Now, I've been praying, I said, hey, Lord, I don't want to lead anybody astray, and I don't want to... I've been
11.
Some serious confirmation, right?
God confirmed to him that 11:11...
You see how this is the display here over the image used? When you're looking at the minute and the hour, you see how it's displayed? 15:55. The minutes, the hours. When you got a date, you see how it's displayed? 23/4/2025. There's not the same type of display. The display here would be minute and hours. There again, minutes, hours, you see with the two dots, but when it comes to the date, it's not the same display. 23/4, you see? The display is not the same when it's minute, hours, and when it's day, months, and year. 11:11 like this would be minutes and hours. Then prior to that, okay, what about this one then? That would be second, minute, and hours. It's still not a date.
Of course, that the Lord God did confirm the date.
The images that are put in front of you as you hear the speech is deceiving. In many ways.
If this is what you want to base your argument on, Jonathan, I mean, that's fine by me. If you want to throw it out because I went to Google Images and happened to pick the wrong type of number separation symbol, and because of that, now you can't be assured that Jonathan wasn't talking about minutes and hours, not dates.
11:11 what? The day? The hour? The month? The year? Because if I would see it like this, that would be the hour and the minutes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that the whole topic of this has been whether or not Kleck prophesied that the Hoover Dam was going to be blown up on 11/11/11. Hasn't it, Jonathan? I mean, when have you ever even heard Kleck even hinting that the destruction of the dam was going to happen at a certain hour and minute of an uncertain day? I mean, that seems like a rather big reach there, don't you think? So looking back, Jonathan, yeah, I screwed up. I picked the 1111 and the 111111 picture that had a colon separating the numbers, when I should have searched it out with the 111111 date that had a slash instead. I mean, that's my bad. But does that just render everything that I said as irrelevant? So now, the 11-11-11 confirmation date that Kleck said he received from the Lord God, it can't be used because you can only see two 11s. And because you can only see two of the 11s, it's not clear if the first number is a day or if it might mean a minute or an hour or something like that. Seeing how there's a colon being used in the picture instead of a slash, like the ones you showed us at the beginning of the video.
So what you see on the screen is 11-11-11, and what you hear with your ears is 11-11. There's a difference between 11-11 and 11-11-11, because in one instance, you've got day, month, and year. In the other, well, there's something missing. Which is it? Is it the month? Is it the day? Is it the year?
And just because you can only see two 11s, Jonathan, that doesn't play a factor in the fact that I can clear as a bell make out three. The first two 11s, they represent the day and the month. And the third 11 that I see is right in the information box that shows the date and the year this video was made. And that would have been October 26th, 2011. So right there's the missing third 11 that you were looking for, Jonathan. And that shows the year. So the 11-11-11 was an actual date. It wasn't some type of weird time contraption of minutes and hours like you were thinking, or trying to make other people think.
11-11 like this would be minutes and hours. Then prior to that, okay, what about this one then? That would be second, minute, and hours. It's still not that date.
It was the exact same date that you used in order to get all your comparisons as to how bummed that Jonathan was acting because it all didn't go down on 11-11-11. The day he said that he was hoping that it was all going to go down. And why were his hopes so high? They were high because Kleck's God confirmed it to him when Kleck asked if it was all going to go down on 11-11.
I said, so, Lord, can you, show me that, this event is going to happen on 11-11? I mean, is it going to go down?
Now, this is a pretty significant piece of information here, and you really need to understand what he's saying. So let me play it again.
Lord, can you, show me that, this event is going to happen on 11-11? I mean, is it going to go down? Is it going to go down? Is it going to go down? And, he showed me, the words he showed me were, on the same day as, and I was like, wow. And so, I'm going, wow. I mean, I literally just opened a book.
Bibliomancy.
And so I said, would you show me right now? And I opened up this book, it said on the same day as, concurrently.
And again, Jonathan, if you feel the need to believe that they were talking about a completely different timeline because of the colons that were found in the pictures, I mean, that's on you, I guess. Go ahead. You can believe that Kleck was asking the Lord God to confirm this upcoming destruction by asking God if it was all going to go down on some random day at 11-11. And whether or not that's AM or PM, well, that's a whole other pail of worms now, isn't it, Jonathan? But don't worry, because your opinion was duly noted. But in no way does it discourage me from saying that Jonathan Kleck asked the Lord God Jehovah whether or not it was all going to go down on 11-11. And he's asking all of this right on the eve of the 11th month of the year 2011. So are you saying that God didn't confirm to Jonathan Kleck the very date that he was so bummed about because nothing happened? The destruction that Kleck was hoping for, it didn't happen. And why again would Kleck have had such high hopes that something was going to happen? That would be because he said that the Lord God confirmed the date to him for the destruction of the Hoover Dam to happen. And that date was 11-11-11. There, Jonathan. Is that better?
And last but not least for this video, I proved that Jonathan Kleck actually did confirm that the Lord God Jehovah told him that the dam was going to be blown up on 11/11/11.
And this is when you started to add. This is showing how many 11? It's showing 111. This is showing how many 11? It's showing 211. But then you add and you say 311 when you say 11, 11, 11. So that's what I mean by you adding. When I said here, I will prove there is a mistake here and there in this video, because in order to make your case, you had to add.
So let's listen to what Kleck said again. But before anything, Jonathan, I want to be able to establish whether or not you actually think that Kleck's praying to his God about what hour and minute that all the destruction was going to go down, and not asking him about what date it was all going to happen on.
11/11 what? The day? The hour? The month? The year? Because if I would see it like this, that would be the hour and the minutes.
Kleck never once spoke about having any hour and minute conversations with the Lord God concerning the destruction of the Hoover Dam. But now, out of the blue, Kleck and the Lord God have come up with some type of code to somehow try and trick people, because they're now able to take advantage of my mistake of using the 11/11/11 images that had the colon separating the numbers instead of a slash.
So 11, one time over the cover magazine Texas, monthly, I guess. Okay, so 111 here, 211 here, and you say it's 311.
So why would you accuse me of using this picture of the two football players that make up an 11, and you're saying that I'm trying to add the image of that 11 with the two other 11s that are in the title, all in order to be able to come up with the date of 11/11/11?
And this is when you started to add. This is showing how many 11? It's showing 111. This is showing how many 11? It's showing 211. But then you add and you say 311 when you say 11/11/11. So that's what I mean by you adding.
But that's simply not true, Jonathan. You're making stuff up now. I didn't take the date from some image that Kleck determined to be the number 11, because to me, that's all just speculation. I would, however, use the official day, month, and year information box, you know, the one that YouTube posts on every video. Yep, I'd use that information in a heartbeat, and that's exactly what I did. I used the posted date of 2011, not some image.
Okay, so 111 here, 211 here, and you say it's 311.
Jesus Christ. And so I said, Lord, can you show me that, this event is going to happen on 11/11? I mean, is it going to go down?
Now, this is a pretty significant piece of information here, and you really need to understand what he's saying. So let me play it again.
Lord, can you show me that, this event is going to happen on 11/11? I mean, is it going to go down? Is it going to go down? Is it going to go down? And he showed me, the words he showed me were on the same day as, and I was like, wow. And so, I'm going, wow. I mean, I literally just opened a book.
Bibliomancy.
And so I said, would you show me right now? And I opened up this book and said, on the same day as, concurrently.
So Jonathan said to the Lord God in his prayer that he didn't want to give somebody a date and then nothing happened.
I've been praying, I said, hey, Lord, I don't want to lead anybody astray. And I don't want to tell somebody it's, going to happen on some date and then nothing happens. Going to happen on some date and then nothing happens. Lord, can you, show me that, you know, this event is going to happen on 11. I mean, is it going to go down?
Kleck said that he didn't want to give somebody a date and then for nothing to happen. He said a date, not a time. He didn't say anything about praying to the Lord God and asking him what hour and minute that the Hoover Dam was going to be destroyed. That idea has been only asserted by you, Jonathan Nolan. At least as far as I know, you've been the only one who's thought that way. So that's my first reason for saying that Jonathan Kleck was talking about a certain day, and not a certain hour and minute like you suggest, Jonathan. You wouldn't give somebody an hour and minute as to when they should show up for an appointment if you're not going to give them the actual day that they're supposed to show up to that appointment. It just doesn't work that way. But you say because I used the numbers that were separated by a colon instead of a slash that that's the way it works. That we're now talking about minutes and hours. But I don't see it that way. And then you say that this was when I was starting to add to my video. Because this is where you start accusing me of using this picture in order to be able to make up the date of 11/11/11. But that's not at all what I used, Jonathan, and I think you know that. And the reason that I think you know that is because you blatantly skipped right over the part of the video that I actually did use. You know, the official date information box that YouTube provides. And no, I didn't hear you mention one thing about how I may have actually gotten the year of 2011 by pointing out the actual date that the video was made. But instead, you chose to tell everybody a lie by saying to them that I was trying to use the image of the two football players as proof of a year, and that Kleck was indicating that it was going to be the year of 2011 when he was showing the image to all of us. And if that were the case, Jonathan, even I would have to agree with you about the image of the two football players not representing any sort of date per se. But it's not the case. Sure, it's the only case that you've submitted, but it's not the case. That image had nothing to do with the year being 2011. But the YouTube date bar sure did. So why didn't you point out the date bar when you were showing everybody your version of where you thought the 311s came from?
You see here, quote unquote, you can see that there's like quote unquote. How many 11? That's 2 11. 11, 11. Not 3. 2 11. How many 11 in the cover of the magazine? 1 11. 1 11 here, 2 11 there, quote unquote. Unleash the beast, question mark, question mark, question mark. Not a confirmation. It's a question mark, question mark, question mark. 2 11, not 3 11.
You pointed at the 11 that was made by the image on the magazine, and you pointed at the 2 11s in the title. But then you never even mentioned the video date. I mean, did you miss out on that part of the video or what? Was it hiding or something at the time? Because it's only about an inch away from where all the other 11s are found that you pointed to. So how can you come out and accuse me of adding false information to my videos by using some abstract image of a supposed 11 when you completely ignore the actual information that I was basing my statements on? It seems to me you'd rather see what you want to see, not what I see. And what I see was I used the actual date of 2011, not an image of two football players making an 11. I used the actual date. But for some reason, you don't feel the need to point that out. You skipped right over it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty weird. And it says the end, and then the two guys standing there make the number 11.
And those two instances were the exact reason why Jonathan kept saying that he had believed with all his heart that the catastrophic events were going to happen that day.
Okay.
How many 11 you need to make a date? Just 1, just 2, or 3? And if there's one missing, and it's 11/11, then what do you think is missing? And is it going to be an 11? Or it could be anything else?
But it was an 11, Jonathan. It wasn't anything else. It was the missing third 11 that was never really missing at all. And I've already shown you where the so-called missing 11 was hiding out. And that hideout was right there in plain sight. And even though it was indeed in plain sight, you conveniently missed it somehow, didn't you? You just kept accusing me of adding numbers so that I could show the date of 11/11/11 by using flimsy images from one of Kleck's videos. So let me ask you something, Jonathan, and be honest here. Did you really not see that date bar staring you right in the face? I mean, when you kept going on and on about how I was manipulating the date to read 11/11/11 by subtly using one of Kleck's images from one of his videos, when all along you've been the only person that's accused me of doing such a thing. But really, Jonathan, tell me the truth. Did you avoid that date bar on purpose so that it wasn't even going to be something for anybody to even be able to consider, unless they were following closely, that is? And I wonder how many people that might be. I mean, how many people out there do you really think are even following this close enough to be able to detect that you in fact did hide the official date bar? You did it by scrolling right past it, all in order to try and pin yet another bullshit story on me. And you did that by telling everybody that I was using Kleck's images in order to make my date 11/11/11. And then you start saying that it was only my interpretation of what I thought the date really was. And you're right, Jonathan, it was my interpretation of the date. But it wasn't my interpretation of the date because of some cheesy magazine cover like you keep portraying it out to be, Jonathan. My interpretation was based solely on the facts. The facts that Jonathan Kleck was referring to the date of November 11th when he wrote, quote, 11-11, unquote, in his title. And even you mentioned that the way Kleck wrote it in his title was a correct way to demonstrate the month and the day. But then you say that I'm missing the year. And how can you have a date if you don't have a year? But as I did throughout this entire video, Jonathan, I'm telling you that I'm basing my decision on the cold, hard fact that the date is right there for everybody else to see as well. But can you see it, Jonathan? I think you can see it. But whether or not you can see it or you can't see it, I mean, that don't bother me any. It is what it is. But just because you don't see it, that doesn't mean that it's not there, Jonathan. So that's why I'm sticking with my original findings that the Lord God did indeed confirm the date of 11/11/11 when Kleck was praying and he was asking if it was all going to go down on 11/11. I mean, what else could Kleck have been talking about with the Lord other than it being a date? None of the context that I've ever heard Kleck talking about, yet none of it lines up with some type of hour, minute, second scenario. And I think you're just grasping at straws now. But don't worry, Jonathan, because I'm willing to take another dive here so you can keep looking dominant for the spectators, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. So I'll happily accept whatever overturned card you want to throw my way.